Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm so excited to have Lisa K of Lisa K Fitness here today, who is actually my personal trainer, my husband Martin's personal trainer. And in addition to not just training, she also trains us in macros coaching, which we're going to talk about because that is really like the secret weapon.
Yes.
It is the secret weapon to like reaching your financial, I'm so used to talking about finances, your fitness goals and your health goals as well. So I would love to hear what got you interested, like what got you into health and fitness industry.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've been involved with health and fitness my entire life. I started running when I was a kid. I ran my first 10K race when I was 8 years old.
Oh my gosh.
And I remember getting this little medal for being the youngest participant because at that time, that's when running really started to become a thing. And I've just been active my whole life. I was a runner my whole life. I ran marathons. I ran the Boston Marathon. And then I always was into working out in the gym as well, but my focus was on becoming a better runner. But I got injured to the point where I literally could not run. It was so painful. So I just threw myself into weight training, and that's when I really, really fell in love with it and saw that it could completely change my body and just saw how cool it was to be able to push myself in that way, to be able to do something that I once thought I couldn't do and see myself getting stronger and stronger. I actually got into competitions. I did competitions for 3 years. And now I just work with women trying to help make a positive impact in their lives and their health and fitness journey.
I love that. And we kind of have like a similar, well, I never did a marathon. I didn't compete. I started training to compete when I was younger and I couldn't get through the dieting.
Oh gosh, yes. That's
I was starving.
The hardest part for sure.
Bitchy, I could not handle it.
Yeah.
But I loved the training part of it and it was really exciting. And I actually was a trainer when I was younger. And I loved weight training. I always was hanging around a lot of boys. I was always like had a lot of guy friends. And so I would find myself competing against them. And so I always wanted to like show how much I could do. So I always did really intense workouts. Yeah. And then when I had some injuries, I couldn't do the same workouts. And then also as I got into my 30s and above, the things that I used to do, they weren't working anymore.
Right.
And I started gaining weight. I couldn't eat the same things. And I really had to like relearn about working out and training. And that's where you've been like so incredibly helpful. And not just because I've done different training programs, I've worked with different trainers, I've done different meal plans, and I would get results, but then it wasn't sustainable.
Yes.
And so I would like go back to, I would lose my results and lose my motivation. And so you've been like so key in really helping to get the right information, not just like do some actions that get some quick results.
Right.
And so that's one of the things that I want to also talk about is the macros coaching that you do, because being healthy and fit and strong and going to the gym and doing workouts is great. But that's one of the things. I was working out regularly, but I wasn't getting results.
Right.
And so it wasn't until we really like broke down. And I used to, I eat healthy, you know, I know what I'm supposed to do, but I really was missing so many pieces of information when you broke down exactly what my body needs to be fueled and to get results. So could you explain like what exactly macros coaching is?
Absolutely. So macros is basically short for macronutrients, and your macronutrients are proteins, carbs, and fats. And these are what have the calories in everything that you eat. So some things you eat are going to be predominantly protein, some predominantly carbs, some predominantly fats, and some will be a combination of those things. So learning the right macros for your body to support your goals, to support your lifestyle that make you feel good. For some people, their goals may be to lose weight. Some people want to gain muscle or just be stronger. Some people don't really care about the number on the scale. They just want to feel better. They want to maybe have more energy, sleep better, have clearer skin, less bloating. I mean, it affects every part of your life, your physical body. It affects your mental health. what you put in your body is so, so important. So understanding the right macros for your body, for you, Chelsea, would be different than necessarily what's appropriate for me or what's appropriate for Martin. So I help my clients understand what they need. And so what we do is we kind of figure out, where are you right now? Like, this is your starting point, where you are right now. This is kind of your baseline. And so I find out, what are the things you're eating right now? What is your lifestyle like? What is your activity level? And what are your goals? And then we figure out what amount of protein you should be eating every day, what amount of carbs you should be eating, what amount of fats you should be eating. And they're all very important. It's really important that you have a combination of all of those things in the right proportion for your body and your goals. And then we go from there. And as I coach you through that process, I kind of help you. I look at your food diary as you track your meals, and I say, okay, let's look at this and let's see what are some areas where we can improve, and what are some areas where I see that you're doing really well. And let's say you struggle to hit your protein goal. That's something that a lot of women really struggle with. So I say, let's look at this. Let's look at what you ate yesterday. Here are some things that you could do differently so that now you can hit that protein goal. And it's really much easier than you thought. So we do all of these things, and it's kind of a process, and your macros will change as you go through your journey based on how your body's responding and how you're feeling and how you're sleeping and how much energy you have and all of these things. So it's a really very individualized process, but it has helped my clients tremendously in just seeing success. Like you said, if you don't have the nutrition piece of that puzzle, you're not going to see the results you want. And it's so much more doable than I think people think.
Yeah. It makes me think of when, for the short time that I was a trainer, we had this computer program, and we would do meal plans. Mm-hmm. And it was awesome. And that's why it worked so well, because we would plug in all the numbers, mm-hmm. but it would formulate everything, and it would tell us this is how many fat, protein, carbs, calories. And so then when I left there and I didn't have that computer program, I didn't know what the right numbers were. And you could there's different things out there like MyFitnessPal, which is great for tracking, mm-hmm. but you can even put in your numbers and your goals, and it'll spit out, what your macros should be. Right. But it's not necessarily correct. And it's not necessarily individualized the way that you do. And so, because I track on MyFitnessPal, and it will tell me, oh, you hit your protein goal. And it's way less than I'm actually supposed to have. Mm-hmm. So it's so incredible. That's why I say it's the secret weapon, because I would be working out, but not necessarily getting those results until I dialed in my macros. And the thing that makes it so sustainable about what you do is when we first, you tracked what I ate for a week. Mm-hmm. And instead of oh my God, this is horrible, you need to eat this, this, and this, right. and everything different. I mean, you guys, I had pizza, cider, soup, chips. It's true. I mean, I had all this stuff. It was basically the same that I was eating, but then we started making little tweaks, mm-hmm. and add in this and take out this. And so over time, it's a longer process. It's not get your results in a week. It's making little tweaks so that it's doable and it can last. And then it becomes now we went out of town for a month. We didn't track. We weren't working out regularly, mm-hmm. and we were able to maintain our results. Yes. Now one thing I'm working on is building back my strength, because mm-hmm. I wasn't in the gym as much. Right. But having those successful actions, and that's one of the things that you really helped me to do too, because I used to work out so hard, and I would push so hard. I would try to get in and get all my results really quick, and I'd end up hurting myself, and then I couldn't go at all. Right. So you helped me to have I started out with 0 weights and 0, anything, mm-hmm. and just getting there. And it was so almost too easy. Oh, I could do this. And then adding on and adding on and adding on. Right. And that's what's so magical about what you do to be able to help people really make it a part of their life. Not oh, let me just get in shape for this event. Mm-hmm. So that's been really, really key. And it also gives me grace that if I do get off track, it's not oh God, I don't know how to get back, or I screwed it all up. It's right. You've given the tools to be able to get back on track.
I could not have said any of that better, because that is truly my passion as a coach, is I want to help you. I want to give you the tools and teach you how to do it. so that it becomes a lifestyle for you, because I want you to be able to go on without me and be able to sustain this forever. So when I have clients come to me, they usually say, I tried this diet, I tried that diet. I was able to lose whatever, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, but I always gained it back. And the reason that's happening is because they're doing these extreme measures that they can't continue to do. So whatever you do to get to that goal, you're going to have to keep doing that. So if you just go right back to the way you used to do things, you're always going to go right back and be starting all over again. And that I want to break that cycle for my clients. And I want to show them that it doesn't even have to be extreme. It could just be things you're doing, like let's say you're not a morning person, but you set a goal to get up at 5 a.m. and work out, right? You know this because you don't love to get up early. Get up at 5 a.m. in the morning and work out, right? If you say, I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. every day and work out before I go to work, and you're not a morning person, well, you're already setting yourself up for failure, because that is not a sustainable and realistic goal for you. Maybe it works for someone else, Martin, who is a morning person, but you know for you, that's not going to work for you. So what I do is work with my clients to figure out what is going to be realistic for you, Chelsea, and for you, Martin, and for whoever, based on your lifestyle and what really fits into your life. Because if it's not realistic, and I always say, can we scale it down? Meaning, can you do it on your worst day? Because if you can't do it on your worst day, well, let's just throw that out. Okay, let's scale it down. And is it sustainable? Is it something you can do forever? Because if it's not, we're not even going to do it, because my goal is not to create this process where you achieve your goal of weight loss or whatever it is. But now what do you do? Where do you go from there? My goal is to teach you how to create new habits, new routines, a new lifestyle that is sustainable for you. So now you know how to do it. So when you achieve your goal, my clients sustain their weight loss for years. That is the goal. It's a new lifestyle for them because now they know how to do it. And that's truly what my passion is as a coach.
I love that. And it comes through in your communication and your care and your passion. Mm-hmm. And it's very similar to in our business. We focus on helping people increase their knowledge so they can take more responsibility and have more control. So like we educate them on the different pieces, different financial foundation that they need to know and understand. We don't just say, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this because we're so smart and that's what I say. Mm-hmm. We want to increase their knowledge so that they can actually take responsibility for it and then have control. So like with your clients, you help them, like that's one of the things that I needed to increase my knowledge was on the macros. Like understanding, you know, she does these macros reviews. Mm-hmm. And so, and you're so encouraging and positive and never like make me feel wrong or bad about like how bad I might be screwing up. Like, okay, so let's look at, well, this broccoli is really good. And now you're doing good throughout the week and you're getting your results. But then, they're getting a little bit erased when you do maybe a whole pizza on the weekend, right. You know? And so being able to see though, oh, wow, what all those numbers are and what they're doing to my results. And I'm like, that's not worth it because I really want to get my results. So I'll have like half a pizza instead of a whole pizza, you know? So like I still get to have my margaritas
Absolutely.
And my Mexican and my pizza. And that's the thing too, is I don't want to have to like, go without because then it's like you're gonna go overboard and
you're gonna binge.
Yeah,
you restrict and then you binge, right?
But by being able to increase your knowledge and people can take responsibility for their results and have control. So know that like, okay, if I get off track, I know what actions to take. So I want to talk a little bit about the business side because you train online.
I do.
And previously you trained in person in a gym. So what was that like? First of all, what made you decide to do that? And then like, how was that transition building in your business?
Oh man, it has been quite a roller coaster, and I wouldn't change a thing. It's been so incredibly rewarding. What I do is I literally wake up every day and think, I'm so thankful that I get to do this, that I get to make this impact in people's lives and make a difference in people's lives. It's so rewarding when I see, you know, my clients they'll say things like, I have one client, she's wonderful. She said, I truly love all of myself for the first time in my life. Aww. And that just made me literally cry because I felt like, oh my gosh, like that's what I want for every woman. Like we should all feel that way. And so many of us don't. And just to help my clients just kind of gain this confidence that maybe they've never had before or haven't had in a very long time, like that is there anything better than that? But I was training in a gym and started doing this online thing kind of on the side. It was my little side hustle, but it required that I literally get up at 3 a.m. every single morning, including weekends, because that's when I could work on it and be at the gym by 6 or 7 a.m. to train. And then I would get my workout in and then I would come home and work more. So it was literally like around the clock, but I was so passionate about it and it just was so important to me. And I realized as my business on the side was growing, I realized, you know, I love this and I feel like I can have such a deeper and bigger impact in people's lives in this capacity than I can in person, because now I'm working with you with the whole thing. It's not just you come in and spend an hour with me in the gym. I'm working with you. I'm helping coach you along your journey, and it's all day. I'm here for you. And, you know, I help you with the nutrition and the workouts. And it's so much about mindset, like you said, you know, just mindset shifts and kind of changing your perspective on things and learning how to really create a lifestyle that works for you. So I realized I love this. I want to go for this. And so I just worked hard and I set a goal for myself to be able to leave the gym and take it full time. But I kept backing up my goal because I realized I can do this sooner. I can do this sooner. And so in November of 2021, I left for Thanksgiving and I never came back. And I just took that leap of faith, and it has just been a wonderful ride. It's been scary and, you know, so many things to learn. Just that first year of business, doing it full time on my own. It was an amazing experience. I hired a business coach, which was truly the best decision I could have made, because she really helped me truly point out the things that I didn't even know that I didn't know, right? And kind of guide me and coach me, because I believe so much in having a coach and what value that provides. So I invested in myself and my business and hiring a coach. So it's just been a learning process and kind of learning to run the business on the back end and client-facing coaching, you know, on the front end, and social media and marketing and bookkeeping and accounting and all of the things that go with it. But yeah, it's just been so much fun. So it's been about 2 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. About a year and a half, actually, full time.
So awesome. And also, you're so right about being able to work on the whole picture with your clients, because at first, when I found out that you were like training online, I was thinking, oh, I don't know. I think I would want to like train with somebody in person and they can like, you know, be right there. But yeah, it is so much more than being able to just like meet with you 1 hour once a week or however often. So I really have enjoyed that.
Good.
What would you say are some of the challenges that you didn't know that you would face with building a business?
Oh my goodness. I think when you're doing it, you know, when you own your own business, and I've never done that before, so it's all new to me. And like I said, I didn't even know what I didn't know. But I think truly it's just, there's so much of a learning curve in that first year. So many things to learn. Like I said, you've got all the things on the back end and all of the systems and structures that you need to put into place so that you can be efficient with your time. Because I wanted to give each of my clients the most enjoyable and successful experience with me. And that was so important. So I didn't want to be wasting my time, you know, on all of the back end stuff. So I'm a huge believer in investing in your business and investing in whatever your goals are, whatever your dreams are. So I have since hired a virtual assistant who I love dearly. She's amazing. And an online business manager. I didn't even know what those were. I didn't even know what this, I literally Googled virtual assistant. I didn't even know what that was. But so now I have a team that works with me and just to help me kind of with the back end stuff so that I can truly focus on coaching, because that's what I want to do. Yeah. As much as I love the business stuff, I really just want to focus on coaching. So that helps me quite a bit. So getting all of that foundation set in that first year with the business coach and with the virtual assistant and my business manager, that was really the key, because that is what set the foundation so that now I can go do the things that I love to do and continue to grow my business and work with my clients and not be distracted by all of that stuff.
That's so important. And it's so easy for business owners to like get lost in all of the administration and the bookkeeping and the this and the that, you know, they're like, I just want to do this part. you know? And then, so getting that team and that foundation in place is so important. So you can continue doing the thing that is the reason that you're doing it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So, okay, so you're a mom, and when it comes to like health and fitness, what are some things, because there's like so much crap out there in the food and all kinds of stuff. And so as a mom, what are some things that you did to teach your kids about health and fitness?
Oh my goodness. Well, they just grew up with that in their life because, you know, it's always been in their home. Like that's just always been a part of their life, because they would see me and their dad doing that. So, I think I kind of went through the whole phases though. You know, I went through like being really strict about the foods that we would have in the house and not wanting them to eat sugar and all of that stuff. And I've come very far from there because, as you know, I feel like what I talk to my clients about, and this, you know, something that I've talked with my kids as well, is that I never want my clients or my kids to label foods as good and bad. And you and I have talked about this, Chelsea, because when we do that, we tend to feel deprived. We put these rigid rules and restrictions on ourselves. And I really want my clients to have, and my kids, to have a healthy relationship with food. So I don't want you to think I can't have that, but I can have this. Truly, the reason I say there are no good and bad foods is because even though some foods are more nutrient dense than other foods, right? That is true, but they all have a place in a healthy, balanced, and sustainable and nutritious diet. So a nutritious diet can even include the pizza. It can even include the cookies. It can include the beer or the cider, whatever you love. It can include those things. Not for the kids, but right, minus the beer, the cider. But it's really important because I want to teach people how to have that healthy relationship and truly have what I call food freedom, where you don't say, I can't have that. You say, I'm just choosing not to have that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have that this weekend when we go out to dinner, but I'm choosing not to have that right now. So that's something that I really focus on and kind of the message that I try to preach.
One of the things I just thought about that we did with our son, William, is because I tried being like super strict and nope, not going to buy that. So then to be able to give a little bit more leeway, one of the things I taught him to look at the nutrition labels. And I said, I'm not going to buy anything with high fructose corn syrup, artificial colors, or flavors. So if it has that, I'm not buying it. And sometimes he would like, you know, want these things so bad. So I'd say, you know what, if you want that stuff, you just have to buy it. And you can buy it.
Never mind, I don't want it.
Because that's one of the things we started teaching him about money, teaching him good money habits, is how to make his own purchases. Because like kids, they know what they want, but they don't really have a concept of how much it costs when they're younger until they have to start buying stuff. So we would say, okay, we're going to buy all your necessities. We'll give you a budget for like clothes and shoes. We'll buy healthy food. But if you want any crap or you want extra toys or games or whatever, or you want to spend more on your clothing budget, then you got to figure out a way to make that extra money. So that way he started thinking about how can he make money and also be thinking about his financial decisions. Like, do I really want that? And some stuff he would buy some junk. And we'd be like, all right, if you want to spend your money on it, go for it. And then, you know, he went through a phase of like wanting all carbs of like waffles and cereal and Nutella and pancakes and all that. And now, because he was around like health and fitness also, now he's like super conscious about what he eats. He makes his own food. He's like totally into the gym.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like we were able to give that flexibility. And I didn't like never buy anything crappy, but you know, I wanted to like put it in his hands. Like, sure, if you want to spend your money on it, then you can. And so I think that gave him the freedom to have some of that stuff, but also he learned how to look at the nutrition labels and the ingredients to be able to see for himself, not because I tell him it's bad, but because he can see for himself.
Right.
So yeah. Okay. And you have a challenge coming up, right?
I do.
I was going to ask you, so like if there's women or anybody out there that is like wanting to get healthier, stronger, more fit, and they're not really sure like where to start, I was going to ask, like, what are some tips that you would say? But I know you have a challenge coming up, and that probably would be like a great place for somebody to start. So tell us about your challenge, when it is, and how people can participate.
Okay, so I have a spring challenge coming up. It is a 30-day challenge, and it actually is perfect for whether you're advanced, you're intermediate, or you really just like, I don't know what to do. I want to, whatever your goals are, lose weight, or I just feel like I'm stuck. That's something that is kind of a theme with the women that I help. They come to me and they say, I just feel stuck. And so I always say, I help women get unstuck in their fitness journeys. And that is exactly what we do. So my challenge is a 30-day challenge. It's going to start on Monday, April 3rd. I don't know why I'm looking at our phones.
There's so many
we have Instagram Live
look,
going, and then we have a camera here. So I'm like looking all around. So it's a 30-day challenge. It starts Monday, April 3rd. And it goes 30 days all the way through the end of April. I timed it so that it would be perfectly timed for people that are like, oh my gosh, it's spring or summer's coming. I think I did it. I made a post yesterday. It was like June 1st is 83 days away. And a lot of times, we start January with these big goals and these big, all this motivation, and it just seems to fade so quickly, or life just gets so busy, and here we are in March. We're like, how did this happen? So,
especially when it's cold weather.
Right. We just had it was like 78 degrees and now it's cold again. But my challenge is designed for any woman who really is like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I just feel stuck. Or if someone is into working out already and maybe they just want to take their fitness to the next level, they just need help getting there. Maybe they need a little structure. They need a plan. They need some motivation, some accountability, and some coaching. So what I do is I provide a workout program with 3 completely different workouts every week that are available to do or not do based on your schedule, depending on how many that you can do. I have full gym workouts, I have dumbbell only workouts, and I have at-home workouts for people that work out at home and have no equipment. And then I help you with macros and with a nutrition plan. We do 2 group coaching calls throughout the 4 weeks. So on weeks 1 and 3, we'll do a live group coaching call through Zoom. And those are so great because I get to actually connect with each of the women in the group, and they get to connect with each other, and we get to talk about the things that they're struggling with, how I can help them specifically and give them support. And then I always try to do a little bit of a kind of a mini coaching or a mini teaching session during those, which is always really, really cool. And I love being able to connect with them in that way. We have a Slack community, which is available 24/7. It's an awesome source of support and encouragement for the women in the group, where they can all connect and really just kind of like bounce things off of each other. It's an incredible source of motivation and encouragement as well, where they get to come in and talk about their wins and, the things that maybe they're struggling with. And so I have a link in my bio on my page, and it's the very first item. It's called Spring Shred 30-Day Challenge. And also there is a early bird discount that expires tonight. I extended it one more day, so it expires tonight. So anybody that's looking into that, jump out there and take a look. It's very affordable. It is, with the discount, you get your seat for under $60. So it's pretty incredible value.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if any of you are thinking about this challenge or wanting to get more healthy, more fit, I highly, highly, highly recommend.
Thank you.
Lisa is so amazing, and it has really helped both Martin and I to reach our goals. And, it's a continual process as we reach some of our goals and we set new goals.
Absolutely.
And I just want to thank you so much, because I literally got to a point where I felt like, well, maybe I'm just too old to be in shape, or maybe it's just not for me anymore. Maybe these injuries are I just can't, I just got to sit around for the rest of my life.
Right. Like, this is it.
Yeah. And you really gave me new hope that I can actually reach my goals and be fit and healthy again.
Absolutely.
And have fun with it, not have to be in pain all the time. So
and enjoy it and have it fit into your life.
Yeah.
Right? In a realistic way, which is so important.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. It's so fun.
Is there anything else that you like to say or share before we wrap up?
I don't think so. This is so fun. I was just telling Chelsea, I've never done an Instagram Live, so we'll have to do that again. But if anyone has any questions, you can DM me on Instagram as well. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.